Hey, gorgeous souls, I'm back again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Vix. I am also known as Victoria Maxwell. I'm the author of books and decks, including the Angels Among Us Oracle, which we're going to use today in our reading. And yeah, hi, welcome back. So this is going to be a little bit different to the readings that I've done on here before. I'm changing things up and we're going to do a slightly different format. This is a pick a card reading, just like the ones that I've been doing on Instagram for years now. I'm bringing that model over to YouTube. We're going to see if it works. Let me know in the comments if you dig it or you didn't, and we can see if it works for people. I've already pulled some cards actually. I'm going to hold them up in a second and invite you to choose one. You are welcome to choose one card that you feel you are really drawn to, or two cards, because I've actually pulled two for each number. Or you can just watch this video from start to finish and take everything, or whatever resonates, or do whatever you feel is right for you. I am a huge believer in giving you the power in these readings. This is not about me having all the answers for you. This is about you giving yourself a little time and space to tune into the cards and messages that are coming through, but also to your own heart and your own intuition to take what feels right for you. Okay, before we do that, there's one thing I wanted to tell you about really quickly. I am running a Kundalini magic workshop in January to help you prepare for 2023. It is a 7-year, which is very exciting. There's a lot of amazing energy in the 7, as you probably already know, lucky 7, but it's so much more than that. We are going to talk all about that in the workshop. I'm going to give you some Kundalini yoga tools to work with in the workshop. You can take them with you, use them throughout the year if you want to. You can do whatever you like with those. And we're also going to do some magical intention setting and lots of other good stuff. If that vibes, if you're feeling like, ooh, yes, that sounds interesting, click the link below for more deets. Okay, we're going to read some cards on YouTube for the first time in so long. I'm going to invite you, and I think I need to do this as well, to just put your hands on your heart if you would like to, or whatever your thing is. Let's just take a big deep breath in together. So breathe in and breathe out. And I invite you at this point to just think of a question, think of what's on your mind, what's on your heart. This reading is all about how to thrive, not just survive, but how to thrive during the holiday season. But you can tune into this anytime you like. So if you have a specific question, something that's going on for you these holidays, that's troubling you, that's worrying you, place it into your heart, set the intention that you will receive a message of guidance through this reading, through your own intuition, or very soon in whatever way you need to. And as always, I just like to set the intention that everything that comes through, everything that you experience, everything that happens in this sacred container is in alignment with the best and highest good of all. And so it is. Okay, don't know about you, but ooh, I'm feeling it. Okay, so I have pulled two cards. So there's 3 different piles of cards that you can choose from, and I pulled 2 cards. One is from the Angels Among Us Oracle. This is the deck I created with Ellie Grant, who is amazing, and I've also pulled you a card from the Modern Witch Tarot. So I'm going to hold them up for you, and what I'm going to invite you to do is just take a look at the screen, or if you're just listening to this, just have a think about which one is really calling you. If it is card 1 or pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And just take a moment to see if you're particularly drawn to one of these cards that I'm holding up. Maybe you're drawn to the number, maybe you are drawn to more than one, maybe you're drawn to 2, maybe you're drawn to all of them, whatever. So we have 1, 2, or 3? Okay, so if you chose pile 1, you have Melchizedek as your guide for this holiday season. He's an incredible guide. He can help you with your spiritual development. We also have the keywords on here of study and law of attraction. And I feel like that is what we're going to talk about, especially in this reading for you. And your tarot card is the Hanged One. So, okay, lots of things happening here. The feeling I'm getting for you right now is that this is a real opportunity this time, not just the holidays where we're dealing with all of the holiday stuff, all of the stuff that comes up, but for you, this really feels like a time to be very focused on working with the solstice energy and really tuning into this energy of transformation and these opportunities that we have at this time to kind of go to the next level spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all of the stuff that's kind of happening for us. There's a real feeling here of you being on a personal development journey and you being on your spiritual journey. And Melchizedek is here and he's just like, yes, 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 yes. You know, he sees the work that you're doing. He sees how far you've come in this last year or this last couple of years. And there's just this real honoring of your journey. And so there's an invitation here for you to think about and to look back on the journey that you have taken up to this point. When we see the Hanged One, we sometimes feel like, great, you know, like nothing's happening. I'm sitting still. I'm not maybe seeing the results of my manifestation. Melchizedek is all about that law of attraction energy. And it's interesting that we have law of attraction and the Hanged One. The big message coming through for you with the Hanged One is that even though it may seem like things aren't happening, or it may seem like your desires aren't manifesting and what you've been asking for isn't happening yet, but things really are happening. And a lot of the things that have been happening for you lately are the inner shifts. And there's an invitation here to continue to work on the inner stuff. It's the little inner shifts. The Hanged One is often a card that we talk about as opportunities to change your perspective and to look at things differently, to turn it upside down and say, what would it look like this way? Maybe I'm not seeing everything. Little changes that you make within yourself can have a huge, huge impact on your life, your manifesting, everything. Now, as you're going through this holiday season, I'm really feeling for you like there's two layers of things happening. There's the physical stuff where you're dealing with all of the 3D stuff, 3D as in your family, your friends, your, you know, however you're celebrating or not, you know, whatever you're doing at this time of year. There's all of that kind of stuff coming up, but on a higher level, it's like you're just kind of cruising over that stuff. It's almost like the holidays aren't really like you're not really that worried about them. Like it's like you've got bigger things to think about. You know, I'm not like, yeah, the holidays are fun, or you know, they're whatever. I'm doing the holiday thing or not. But there's this part of you that's like, but you know, I'm really actually just really excited about my soul growth and about my spiritual journey and all of the wonderful things that I want to manifest from my life for next year. Law of attraction. Let's just talk about that for you really, really quickly. Law of attraction is so important for you right now. You are trying to manifest some big things, maybe small things as well, but there's like something big that I feel like you really want to manifest. Law of attraction is one of those things where I have so many thoughts on this, and I actually have a book coming out next year on how to manifest, which is really exciting. I would talk more about that later. But the law of attraction, it's like this huge, huge topic. You know, like there's so much more to the law of attraction than just thinking happy thoughts, right? it's hard to, I want to go, I feel like I want to go into a whole thing about how to work with law of attraction. Okay, law of attraction works on many different levels. Your thoughts are one level. So getting your thoughts right and getting your thoughts aligned to what it is that you want and who it is that you want to be, that's really coming through. Get your thoughts aligned to who it is that you want to be in this next season of your life, this next chapter of your life. Who do you want to be? This isn't about changing yourself. We're not doing a new year, new you situation here. And this is about becoming more of who you truly are, remembering the truth of who you really are, and just uncovering the layers of the BS and the stuff that isn't yours to find yourself and to really kind of be more of that, be more you, really. So it's not about changing who you are, it's just about becoming more of who you are. And so aligning your thoughts to that is one way to do it, and to think about who it is that you want to be in this next chapter. There are other layers too. One of those layers is your vibration, and your vibration is your aura, it's your energy, it's your who you are in spiritual truth, I guess, in any in any particular moment. But your vibration is made up of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your spiritual practice. All of these things create your vibration. So think about, if you're struggling with positive thinking, or always trying to keep your thoughts in alignment and never going into a place of, and we all do it anyway, it doesn't matter how good you are at how good you are with your thoughts and law of attraction, there's always moments where you think negative things about yourself or others. It's just how it is. But if you're finding that it's really tough for you, focus on the other things and think about your spiritual practice as a way to align with what it is that you want. If you are working on manifesting self-love, for example, do something in your spiritual practice to focus on self-love. Do a self-love meditation every single day. 3 minutes every single day of some kind of self-love practice, whether it's a spiritual practice or just a self-love practice, whatever it is that you feel called to do. And your actions. So if you want this year to be, you want this next year to be all about prosperity, for example, then focus on your actions. Look at what your actions are saying to the universe and what your actions are doing to your energy field. I feel like we just went into a whole course there on manifestation, which was exciting. I'd love to talk about that more, and I will as the book comes out next year. But you're in a really interesting place because you're in this hanged one energy, which is all about like, well, you're just where you are right now, and things may not feel like they're moving forward, but actually there's huge spiritual growth. That's your message in a nutshell. It may feel like things aren't happening because you're not seeing it reflected in your outside world, but there's huge spiritual growth. That's really what the message is. So continue to work on your spiritual growth. I feel like you've really got so much of your energies already focused on next year and what's happening next year and who I want to be next year. And I think you need to be in that energy because that's just part of what's happening for you right now. Like that's where your intention is, but you could do well to bring a little bit more of it back into the present moment. So also, while you're already thinking about all of these things of law of attraction, what I'm attracting, what I'm manifesting next year, also just try to have like, 1 foot in the here and now at least. Focus on presence and gratitude as well as manifesting and looking to where you're going next. Okay, I hope that served you, and yeah, sending you lots of love. Okay, if you chose pile 2, you have some exciting cards. You have Archangel Gabriel, self-expression, creativity, and the North Star. And you also have the High Priestess. And this is so interesting because we are, we're really in this portal moment right now where we're doing this like family, friends, community, holiday thing but we're also going through this portal of the solstice, which is this opportunity for spiritual growth, for change, for transformation, transmutation, um, all of the trans words. We are changing, we are shifting, things are happening. And so, yeah, it's a really interesting energy, because I think as you continue on this spiritual journey, you get more and more interested in the spiritual, you start to see these times of the year less about, okay, let's sit down and watch Christmas movies, and more about, okay, how am I going to use this? How am I going to use this time to get me to where I want to be, where I want to go on my journey to enlightenment? So, Archangel Gabriel, let's talk about Archangel Gabriel for a minute, because Archangel Gabriel is such a huge part of the Christmas story. This is the angel who appeared to Mary and said, hey, guess what, babe? You're going to be the mother of God. Whatever you think about that story is totally up to you. But there is something in this where your angels are like, you could have a little bit of a listen to what it is that they want to tell you. Archangel Gabriel in particular, if you are wondering what is your purpose, if you are wondering what is your what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this life, what it is that you could be focusing on right now, talk to Archangel Gabriel. There's a clue in this card as well: self-expression and creativity, being true to who you are. As you navigate the holiday season, this is so important that you are true to who you are, and that you do not hide yourself, and you do not hide your light. Do not hide your light. And it can be very easy during the holidays if you find yourself in a situation with people who are not on the spiritual path, who do not necessarily understand you or resonate with your the way that you see the world. It can be tough. It can be really difficult. You can call on Archangel Gabriel to sit with you and hold you in that space. You can, I'm seeing this beautiful protective shield around you of diamond white light, of Archangel Gabriel's diamond white light around you for protection. There's so many different energy protection tools and techniques, but this diamond white light of Gabriel just feels so so high vibrational, but also just so comforting and so strong as well. Like it feels really strong, like it's diamond strong, like that's what you want when you're when you're spending time with people who don't understand you. And it's really important as well to try to remember that when people don't understand you, it's easy for us to go into judgment. We start to judge others, and we're like, oh, like, what's wrong with so and so? Like, why aren't they on the path, and why aren't they thinking about all these things? And it's easy to flip into judgment, but there's an invitation here for you to just focus on yourself, focus on your own light. If people don't get you, they don't understand you, that's, whatever, like that's their thing. Just come and bring it back to your own heart, bring it back to yourself, but do not or try really hard not to like dull your light. Like, don't turn your light off to try and keep the peace. If anything, shine brighter. Shine brighter in those spaces. And that's not about necessarily going into these spaces, wherever it is, work, family, whatever, going into these spaces with all your spiritual guns blazing of like, I am spiritual and I am this and I believe that and you're wrong and angels and blah blah blah. Like, I mean, you can if you want to, but being true to yourself doesn't mean that you have to constantly talk about your beliefs or say the words. When you're true to yourself, you just walk into the space with that energy. And if people want to have those conversations with you, you're open to that. But if they don't, that's okay. You are still just your light and your love and your beautiful energy is just radiating in those spaces. And that is like, that's it, you know, like you go into the mall or wherever you're doing your Christmas shopping, or you know, whatever you're doing this time of year, when you go into those spaces, it's not like you're going up to everybody and telling them, hey, like get on the path, get on the spiritual path. um you don't need to, you know, you just go into this space and you shine your light, and that's your deal. That's what you do. That's how you express the truth of who you are. Certain people will pick up on that, and they will be like, oh, I like this person's vibe, and they will be drawn to you. Other people will walk right by you, and that's all okay. That's all good. And then you have the message of the high priestess here. So this is a reminder for you to trust yourself and trust your own intuition at this time, whether it is around the stuff that's happening in your family, the stuff that's happening in the holidays, anything that's happening in your life, really. Trust your intuition, whatever nudges and niggles you've been getting, whatever those ideas are that you've been having that just keep going round and round and round and round and round in your head. Pay attention to them, because they are your guidance. That is your guidance. And I wish someone had told me that when I got the idea for New Age Hipster, and I didn't do anything with it for like, like months and months and months before I actually sat down and did it. And look where we are now. This is so exciting. Listen, follow that guidance, like pay attention to those things, trust yourself. You are more intuitive than you know. You are getting the guidance, you're just not always trusting it. So yeah, that's your biggest message, really, is about your own your guidance that's coming through. Shine bright, protect your energy in that diamond light, shine your light bright. That is how you show the world who you are, and trust your intuition. Okay, I hope that serves you. Yeah, lots of love. Okay, pile 3. You have strength, and you have Archangel Christiel, higher consciousness, light, and Christ light. So I love, love, love that you have here the Christ light card when we are in, you know, moving towards Christmas. We're in the Christmas period. Now, whatever your deal is with Christmas, and this is one of those times of the year where it's really difficult to talk about it, because everyone in the spiritual community has a totally different vibe when it comes to Christmas. Some people are doing Yule. If you're in the southern hemisphere where I am, it's like it's summer, and it's like, why are we doing Christmas? Like, what's going on? Some people in the community are really into Jesus and into the Christ energy and the Christ light. Christ isn't about Jesus. The Christ light is the energy that Jesus was channeling. So whatever your feelings are around Jesus, this isn't about, it doesn't have to be about Jesus, but it's about the energy that he was channeling. And there's been a lot of other beings who channel that energy, including the Buddha, including many people in spiritual community who are like really calling that energy in every day and trying to channel it in their own lives. And the Christ light energy is really all about love, compassion, forgiveness, peace, service, teaching, learning. Gosh, so many of these things, so many of these things. If you think about Jesus, or you think about the Buddha and what they represented in the world, whether you follow them, you're interested in their teachings or not, the teachings that they did bring through, like Jesus's teachings, were very much just about love your neighbor, love each other. You know, that was his thing. So the invitation here for you as you navigate through the holidays is to embody the Christ light yourself, and to become more Jesus, become more Buddha, become more Christed in yourself. And that can take many, many forms. That can be, you can do that in so many different ways. Forgiveness keeps kind of coming up for you here. Forgiveness. Is there somebody that you need to forgive? And forgiveness let's remember, is not about saying what the other person did was okay. It's not about saying that it was fine. It's about letting it go. Like, that's what forgiveness is. It's letting it go so that it's no longer suffocating you. It's no longer in your auric fields. It's no longer coming up when you're trying to sleep at night. It's like just handing it over and letting it go so that you can move on. So it feels like there's something in your life right now, and I feel like you can give it over to Archangel Christiel, you can give it over to Jesus, to Buddha, to the light, whatever feels good for you. You can even like pause this video and do this right now. Visualize it in your hand, whatever it is that you want to let go of, a person, a situation, something from your past. Visualize it in your hand as a word, or see the scene playing out in your hand, however you want to kind of visualize that, and then just see it being completely filled with gold light until it just bursts open and disappears, and it's transmuted into light, and it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. You might want to pause and just visualize that right now. It can take you 2 seconds. Just keep handing it over. I feel like there's this message that's like, just keep handing it over. Do one thing. Okay, that's gone. What's the next thing? Write these things down. Get a piece of paper and write down everything that you just want to release, that you want to release from your energy, from your mind, from your heart, from your soul. And write it all down. Visualize the paper burning up in gold light. Set it on fire in the backyard if you can, if that's safe for you to do. And see the golden light of the Christ light just like burning through it all. Lots of stuff to clear, lots of stuff to release. And if you feel this stuff coming up during the holidays, if there are people in your life that you're like, that's the person, like, can I just, put the Christ light all over that person? You can. It depends. What I would probably suggest is to put the Christ light all over yourself, so that when you go into that situation, you're able to take the higher ground and see things from a higher perspective, and really kind of move above and beyond it. That's your message. Move above and beyond it. Like, a lot of the stuff that we tend to carry around, that we keep with us, that we could really release and forgive and let go, a lot of it is just like so pointless, like it's some of it is, deep trauma, in which case I always recommend that you work with a professional on clearing and releasing, because the goal drive Christ can do a lot, but sometimes you just need some therapy. But a lot of the stuff that we carry around, it's just stuff, it's just junk. And when you really start to go through it, you're like, what even is this? Why am I even carrying this? Like, this is from like years ago. Like, this is not even anything to do with who I am or how I'm moving through the world anymore. So, letting that stuff go is really, really important for you at this time. And then you have strength. So you may find during this holiday season that you need to call on some inner reserves of strength. You have them. You have the ability to really anchor into your power, and to really like stand in your power. Stand in your power. Whatever that means. There's a big message coming through about boundaries and setting boundaries with people in your life, whether that means that you don't spend that much time with them, or you you put a limit on things, or you decide for yourself who you want to see, who you don't want to see. But having those boundaries is it doesn't make you a bad person. If anything, it's a protection for you and for them and for others. So that feels really, really important, like making sure that you have those good, clear, loving boundaries. It feels like there may be one or two people that you're really feeling called to, like, I've got to set something in place. And remember, like, one thing to do as well, if you find yourself in a situation where you have to go to something that you don't want to go to, you have to see somebody that you don't want to see, set a boundary in the sense of, I'm going to leave at 4 o'clock. I'm not going to stay any later than that. And let them know as well, like, before you attend and just say, I can only stay for a couple of hours, or I can only pop in, and then like stick to it. Because sometimes it's like, oh, I can only pop in, and then you're there for like 3 or 4 hours. Um, but have those boundaries with others, but have those boundaries with yourself as well. So yeah, set clear, loving boundaries. Step into the Christ light. Be the Christ light this holiday season. Really own that. Really step into it. Really, try to see things from a higher perspective and let the old stuff go. Like forgive so that it is out of your field. So it's out of your energy fields and you're not carrying it around anymore. Ooh, okay. I hope that served you. I hope that supported you. Um, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love.